Here we are sitting in between a hardcore PRNG talk and next talk, which is advanced malware campaigns. So this is kind of a break, if you want. We'll talk about Montrehack and what we're doing, why we're doing it, how, some lessons we've learned, tools and techniques, and what's next. But first, I'm Olivier Bilodeau. You might remember me from such talks such as how not to suck at CTF and being generally drunk at Hackfest. But more seriously, Pierre-David presented me quite well, so I guess I'll just skip. But some things I want to say is I'm passionate about InfoSec, open source, and the community. So for me, Montrehack and all of the speaking and the things I do is mostly for the people because I enjoy hanging out with them. I'll also be running, if my voice permit, the Hacker Jeopardy tomorrow at night. I think it's not that advertised, but it's open to the public. So if you are not participating in the CTF, you can still come and attend the Hacker Jeopardy. You need to register somewhere. I think it was mentioned once on Twitter or something. Or ask an organizer. So it starts at what time do we start? 10 p.m. So yeah, I didn't know when I finished my slides. And it was late, so no admin was available. So for the Hacker Jeopardy, I write all the questions myself, mostly. Like I get maybe 10 questions from friends. And I run the show and I do the animation. I enjoy it a lot, so I hope you guys will be there and enjoy it too. So what is Montrehack? It's a monthly workshop where we solve capture the flag challenges. Thankfully, because of Guillaume's presentation yesterday, I won't need to explain what a CTF is because it's kind of painful to explain, so I'll just assume you know. We provide full archives of the past challenges on our website. We think it's important, so we put a lot of effort into it. And it's taking time, and some of them are missing, but so you can have a write-up, you can have the files most of the time. And redo the challenges if you couldn't attend the Montrehack. So for, let's say, specific things you are trying to accomplish, for example, at NorthSec, maybe you'll remember, oh, we did this at XYZ Montrehack, and then you can go in the archive and fetch the write-up. So it's another resource for CTF, if you want. So we used to do Montrehack back in the 70s. It was old school thing. No, it's just a joke. It was an Instagram filter. Sorry about that. So the archives, here's an example of the archive. We keep them by date. We have almost all of them, like I said. And we also have them by topic. So Android, CrackMe, crypto, this is all stuff we already have in there. Forensic, hardware, iOS, reverse engineering, SQL injection, and so forth. We also covered international and local CTFs. So we've done Advent Calendar, Boston Key Party, CISCA, CISA several times, Hackfest, a lot of challenges from the Hackfest, a lot of challenges from NorthSec, Plate CTF, and Hack.lu. We feature some of the web's gem in order to present our challenges. So this is something I put a lot of effort in, and I know it's stupid, but I like it, so I still do it. So we presented some challenges with pictures like this, more serious pictures like this, which we had a smart card presentation from Pierre-David, who did the smart card track at NorthSec. We had stuff month where we would do only parties and no challenges. Sometimes the people who produce the challenge send us a picture like, this is how I felt when I was doing the challenge, so here you go. And we just are generally having fun and doing things that are really sometimes inappropriate. But Montrehack is also a place to meet celebrities. Like our next speaker, Joan Calvet, was seen at the last Montrehack, which was this Monday. So you could speak to him. He was accessible, like readily here. Why are we doing it? We started doing it because we wanted to be better at CTF, but mostly because we sucked at DEF CON quals. And by sucking, I mean we were missing things and people and focus on the random and the ponables. This is pretty old. It's like 5-6 years ago. But more on a serious note, it's primarily to add depth on our team, so that everyone can do web, everyone can do the easy things, and we have a few specialized guys who can go really deep, like rhetorical and stuff like that. So depth is really something we can do if we do, you know, one challenge every month about a topic that changes over time. So we didn't really succeed at that. Still haven't qualified at DEF CON quals, but I'm not there anymore. Like the young people in our team will say, well, you can, you know, complain, but we never see you. It's true. I'm old. I have kids. I don't do CTF anymore, except NorthSec and a few of them. So, but still, running Montrehack is not as time-consuming as 48 hours in a full lab. So I can do that. So in fact, what is it about? It's more about routine and doing. So by routine, what I mean is no matter what, I spend 3 hours a month doing a CTF challenges. So it's kind of mandatory work, which is nice. And then I get to hang out with some friends and have beer. So this is good for me. And doing, it's the style that we've chosen. So a lot of the hacking community and stuff, there's a lot of talks. And talks are good to learn stuff. You write down the tool name, but you never tried it. You don't have it installed on your computer. It's just, you know, getting you to the state where you need to be. So when we started the Montrehack, we decided, like, we don't need talks. We need, you know, hands-on things. We need to bring, you know, computers and do the challenges together, and even create teams ad hoc. You know, at some point after an hour and a half, maybe you realize, oh, my code is like messy and I'm not doing anything towards the goal. And you see that the guy besides you is actually doing good progress, and so you sit together and abandon your own things, and then get closer to the challenge, making a friend at the same time. So it's really the doing aspect for us is key in Montrehack. And this way, also, your machine is already always ready to go to war, because you checked out the tools, you have them. You know, when I'm sure at Friday, the internet, everyone will be downloading Kali Linux and stuff like that, and launching VMs. It's like, it's too late. You should always have a war machine ready for, you know, legitimate hacking. And Montrehack. So yeah, how? It's pretty simple. Someone proposes a challenge. Usually it's not even us, the organizers, which I'll tell it's who later. We work on it like for 3 hours, like I said. He presents the solution, and then we go and have beer. But sometimes, like this week, this Monday, we just had beer. No challenges. But especially before NorthSec and sometimes during the summer, we just do more community hangout. Participant must bring laptops. Hack and Haddock team, pretty obvious. So when we've decided early on that it should be a fixed date, so that people wouldn't have to remember like going and add it to the agenda or stuff like that. So it's the third Monday of every month. And it's almost always the same venue, but you still need to check sometimes, because Nutman House was undergoing renovation, so we actually did go to the Google's office for that time. And now we pretty much like the Google venue, so we now oscillate between Google's offices and Nutman House. And so for this you need to check, but it's always the third Monday of every month. Who is behind this? Pierre-Marc Bureau. I'll ask the guys that are here to stand up. So we are 4 stand up. Sébastien is not there? Oh, Sébastien, stand up, Sébastien. And so the other guy, the 4th guy, Marc-Etienne, is on vacation, so he's not here. So the 4 of us, what we do is we take each a month during the next semester, if you want. And then we handle the whole organization for the month in question. So last month it was me actually that covered for Pierre Max. He was away on a conference. Next month is Sébastien, who is taking responsibility. And we have opportunities for people who want to participate to step in. If we are 6 people or 12 people, we would have only 1 month to organize per year, which would be great, you know, because we could spend time instead of presenting challenges, because now we do mostly, you know, meta stuff. Anyway. So I want to give also a few shout-outs to the presenter, because it's about them, you know, more. Mathieu is hiding. You had hair back then. So it's the people who actually make the thing work, you know, because presenting takes more time than only running the show. So first, thanks to Rimtong to have found the name, which is really cool. We really all stand behind it. Really nice name. And all of these guys listed here, I won't read them because it's boring. But these guys are, I think, like 80% is probably in this room. So thanks, guys, and it's because of you that we've been successful. Now let's have a little cheesy award ceremony. A few awards should go to. So the most Montrehack attended without working actually on any of the challenges. And the award goes to, I don't think he's here, our very own NorthSec president, Mr. Gabriel Tremblay. He's still there, that's good. Longest challenge explanation. Going more than 3 times over the allocated time slot. And the award goes to NorthSec Logistic, Monsieur François Proux. It was good though. It was a complex forensic, iOS forensic challenge, so he wanted to show us everything that was in there. And making us secretly exploit a 0-day vulnerability in a library, Mr. Philippe Artaud. So he, like when I was doing the archive, he sent me an email like, oh, this Montrehack, we worked on this CVE, which was not released at the time we worked on it. And so it's a XXE injection in Apache Batic. So now the lessons that we've learned. Lesson 0, co-maintainership doesn't work. At first, we tried to have like core volunteers, and then, you know, you do Facebook, you do emails, I do Google Plus, and you do Twitter and stuff, and you do the bookings, and I call Benelux to say how many we will be, and it just didn't work. So this is something that, like, naively you can think you can share a load like that, but I guess we couldn't work it out. So we have this new, you know, pre-assigned guys thing that I talked about earlier. Lesson 1, we accidentally offended several communities, and for that we're sorry. I would have loved to share some of the details of this, but it could offend again, you know, the people. So we'll just keep this for, you know, side all-way conversations. But so now we're more careful. And Gabriel doesn't do images. Let's just say it that way. Lesson number 2, even though presenting takes a long time, only organizing the monthly runs takes time too. So this is an average time spent on a typical Montrehack. As you can see, finding the right funny picture is very important to me, and I put a lot of effort in it. So maybe I'm doing some things wrong. Lesson 3, we started recently having checkpoints. So like after half an hour or an hour, where is everyone? And then looking, okay, you should have this, and we can move on. So for complex challenges, it's a good thing, because most of the time, like I presented a challenge where it was a Perl interpreter who has been compiled into an ELF binary, and to solve it, it took me like 8 hours. So how am I supposed to present this and have people, you know, who doesn't know maybe the Perl's internal as much as I do, and reverse engineering, solve it in 3? So we decided, okay, let's do checkpoints and then skip some steps and provide code to move further along. And we did, Tyre did this also last month, and it proved to be really good because everyone is like focusing and learning new things and installing the tools for the right steps. So it's really key. And also people tend to regroup at these stages. Like, okay, so if let's say 4 people were like following really closely, then oh, I can help you and I'll go sit beside you instead of continuing my stuff. So and then this is again the making friends thing over. So tools and techniques. There are no single tools or techniques. The end. That's what I did at my How Not to Suck at CTF talk, and I kind of regretted it. So joking aside, what I want to say by this is that there are various tools, and I decided to highlight a few of them, but this is my personal choice, my personal choices. It's not, I'm not imposing them, they're not like the thing to use or anything. So just take this with a grain of salt. So of course, learn a scripting language. It's all like most of the time we write some code. So try to keep snippets of code and build. You know, I call it my scratch pad. I have a folder where all Python snippets is, and then when I need to XOR things, I have a XOR that XORs like everything, and I reuse it. I said to choose a scripting language, but of course, preferably Python 3, and not 2, 3. Use IPython and IPython Notebook. If you've never used IPython Notebook, you've got to try it. If you have IPython installed, it's really easy to run it. And it's a really nice way to, again, keep documentation and execution really close together. So this is actually a tip that I got from Gabriel like 3 years ago. He presented his solution using IPython Notebook, and I was amazed by how interesting and flexible it is. And now whenever I start a CTF, I start a notebook, and I import, you know, the functions I reuse all the time, and I start from there. And you can share it. It's HTTP, so multiple people can connect to it. It's kind of a Python kernel exposed via HTTP through a nice web interface. It's really cool. Don't use plain GDB. For the type of stuff we do, reverse engineering, the plain GDB is just not doing it. Get a fancy GDB in it. There are good ones readily available from Google. Or use P3DA or PEDA. So this is the PEDA fork that works on Python 3 with Python 3. I think, is Crowell going to be at, or is he right now at NorthSec? He's coming for the CTF. So this is this guy who forked it. He's going to be here this weekend, and I want to, like, I don't know, kiss his feet or something, because it's really useful to have it in Python 3 since Ubuntu compiled the GDB with Python 3 support and dropped the Python 2. You cannot have both. So yeah, cool stuff. From time to time, try to take the time to try Radar again instead of a pirated IDA Pro. It's just like we need to get rid of proprietary things. So I just like do a little political message here. I actually presented my the last Montrehack I present on the Perl thing using Radar 2. Of course, I didn't solve it with Radar, unfortunately, but I still took the time to learn it and present it fully with Radar, and it actually worked quite well. Wireshark is the bomb, and you should learn T-Shark. There's so many cool things you can do with, you know, Wireshark, T-Shark, and Python code. I use that a lot at work too, so this is my tip. Burp or OWASP. Unfortunately, I'm not the best guy for web, so my tools might be way outdated. I don't know. Use Vagrant for disposable VMs. It's so easy to get a VM quickly if you need to run, you know, a 32-bit or something, or an old version of Red Hat or dislibc or that. You go on the Vagrant boxes, you find the right server you want to run, and then just boom on the command line, everything, no GUI, and it's the backend is VirtualBox. Most people already have it installed. It's really nice for disposable VMs. Learn to use a powerful text editor like Vim, Sublime, or Emacs. But preferably Vim, of course. Now, the developer tools of your browser, this is also really, really powerful, and now they have like really neat things for a hacker. Like you do the thing in your browser and then you realize you need to automate it, and now you go and painfully, copy and paste values one by one into your curl command, when now you have a right-click copy as curl right into Chrome on a request. So now you can paste it in a terminal. You have all the cookies and all the stuff for your request in there. So it's worth it to take the time to learn some of these tricks. So what's next for Montrehack? I am proud to announce that we are sponsored by the Benelux for a free beer after the workshop from now on at the next Montrehack. Yeah. Slow clap. We're really glad about this. We've been hanging out there. It's like just normal that they sponsor us, I guess, but for us it's like a recognition, It's good. We intend on taking no breaks this summer, so we'll have a full schedule for this summer. And I'm revealing information about next month that is not yet confirmed, so it's subject to change. But we will probably have a presenter that is outside of Montreal, so a guy from Seattle, a Googler who works at Google. And he wants to present a DEF CON Quals 2015 challenge, so it should be really interesting and hard. And we'll have the opportunity to meet this guy, which I didn't want to name because it's not confirmed. So now it's time for you to participate. This is what's next, you participate. So we want you to come to Montrehack. We want you to present at Montrehack. Anyone can do it, and it's always fun to see the new approaches to problems. We also want sponsors of Montrehack, and the best way to sponsor is to present or create a challenge, and it could also be hosted at your offices. So if you have a cool office, you want to hire people, and you have security team, have them create a challenge, and we'll all go there, and you'll have to provide some beverages maybe. Should. And then for you, it's good visibility. For us, it's a cool challenge and meeting new place, seeing new venues. So it's win-win. Now, the way to get in touch and get this all together is through mailing list, Twitter. We are at some other places, Facebook, Google+. And you can get also involved on the Meta mailing list, which is the mailing list for people interested in the behind the scenes. And we are more than the 4 of us on the Meta list, so it's really open. Archives are open. You can look at them. It's really we don't have any secrets. You can also contribute and participate. And by contributing, I really mean it. Like, let's see what we can do. Here you can modify our website through GitHub, and this was a pull request that I made yesterday to demo the fact that you can contribute. So if you see something shitty on our site, you can, let's look at it. How come I have no address bar? So I go on the learning resources, and I don't see like NorthSec or Hackfest in here, and I want to fix that. So what I do is I create a pull request, pretty simple. I change some markdown, and I submit it, so let's accept it. Where is the button? J'en revienne. And this is green, it's probably good. No, this is... Merge pull request, I got it. All right, confirm the merge. Merging, we can go back and see. This is the wonders of not doing anything regarding your infrastructure. And so we modified Montrehack's website. How easy was that? So you can do it. If I could do it while not really seeing what I did, you can do it also. And that's it. Is there any questions?